This is Anderson Pens Podcast, episode 294 for Halloween, October 31st, 2018. This is Brian.
This is Lisa. Happy
Thanks
Halloween.
for joining us.
Woo.
So,
oh God.
Why did
the
Mummy, why was the Mummy afraid to take a vacation?
Why?
Because he was afraid he would unwind.
It's moderately funny.
It's good, isn't it?
It's good, yeah. It's kind of like me.
It was a submission.
Yes, thanks, Joe.
So,
What
anyway,
did he say? He was taking his life in his hands by submitting?
So am I, every week. Every week
you
I am.
are. All right. So, do you like our costume? My costume?
This stuff all over me.
Maybe we need to clean the house more.
I don't know. As long as there's no spiders on me, I think we're okay. I think there's one in the background there, isn't
This
there?
is itchy.
So, all right.
Here, let's put it on you.
No, well, it's not. Do we have a bunch of?
Good on you.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Bunch of new and exciting things this week.
We do, in fact. Some of this is like brand new, and I think I want one.
I think you already bought one.
Do I have it?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
First up, Shaeffer Star Wars. As many of you,
just go with it.
As many of you remember, last year, Shaeffer came out with the Pop Star Wars collection with Yoda, R2-D2, and Darth Vader.
These are so cute.
This year, we have 3 new entrants in the family. The BB-8.
I love that one.
The Kylo-Ren and the Death Star. Did I pronounce that right? We just saw the movie.
Yes, we did. I know, and BB-8 is so cute.
BB-8 is cute. That's maybe,
like
although the Death Star is cool too. I like that one. Fountain pen and rollerball.
Yes.
And basically medium nib only. But these are very similar to the old, the old no-nonsense steel nib cartridge converter. It comes with the cartridge. It does not come with the converter, but you can fit the standard converter in there.
These are great.
Great little pens.
Great stocking stuffer. Great present for kids. Good way to safely give a child a fountain pen or a rollerball to get them started, and they're adorable.
They're adorable.
Come in great little packaging.
And unlike last year where they came with, you could get a pouch or a notebook, these are just, there's no pouches or notebooks with these, but that's okay because they're great. The packaging is cool, neat little pens.
We do have the older ones as well.
We do have the old ones too, yep, with the notebooks,
journals.
yep. So
okay.
You can buy the set. So.
And what were the other ones? R2-D2.
R2-D2, Darth Vader.
And Yoda.
So R2 was the big hit last year. That was a good one. So a lot of new stuff from Shaeffer in Cross this week. So moving right along, the Shaeffer 300 came out with a new color. First time in quite a while we've got a new color from a 300.
Gorgeous.
This blue lacquer, gloss blue lacquer. It's a good looking, it's a very bright for Shaeffer, but...
I know, do they know it was that bright? Don't tell them.
It's a nice color. Unlike there was a
gloss blue.
There was a gloss blue, but it was a little duller a few years ago.
More of a slate.
But this is nice. It's got a nice little click to it. Spring clip. I've always loved the 300. It's a good, solid, heavy pen.
It's a nice size. I do love how securely it posts. I'm a poster, and so a pen that securely posts is important to me. But this color is just gorgeous.
It kind of snaps into place, which is nice.
Which is great.
It's a beefy pen though. It's a big beefy pen. Not for the meek.
But it's not that fat.
Well, it's bigger though than most pens.
It is. It's on the definite bigger side for me.
Steel nib, cartridge converter, comes with the converter.
Which is nice. Not everybody provides that.
Nice looking pen.
All right, what
else? Moving right along, we don't
have all these in yet.
We don't have all of them in, but there are new intensities. Now, we haven't had intensities for
a couple years.
A long time, yeah.
I love my Shaeffer Intensity. It got to be a joke because every time we'd be at a show or in the store.
She'd be like, you'd be 10 feet away.
I have kids.
I'd be talking to somebody about intensity, and you would like turn around and go, I love my intensity.
I do. In fact, I had the cornflower, and showed it off so much, people kept buying it from me. And then they discontinued it.
Yeah, and then we had to rush to find one. Actually, I think the distributor had one or something. But this is, there are going to be a couple of these. The one we have this week is this, it's technically black, but I think it's more of like a gun. It looks like a gray, a charcoal brownish gray.
But it's got engraved lines, almost like guilloche.
Yeah, like guilloche.
And it's
got a little texture to it.
Very cool. I really like the texture. It's just enough to not be flat and glossy, but it's not so deeply engraved that that you can feel it. Doesn't dig grooves into your fingers. So there will be the, what do they call this? The matte black, and then there is a blue.
Yep.
And is that it?
Yeah, that's what we're getting. So fountain pen, rollerball, ballpoint. These are coming in, but a good looking pen. Now the Intensity is a little bit thinner of a pen.
It is. I love my Intensity. I do. It's a great pen. I was really sad when they dropped a number of models in line, and then eventually there wasn't much left, so we slowly started to discontinue it.
Yeah, this is the first new Intensity in 4 years, maybe?
Yeah.
That wasn't a Ferrari?
Yes. And there will be an engraved gloss blue.
There will be a gloss blue too, so.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Blue is the new color for Cross Shaeffer, apparently.
No, there's
speaking of Cross, we've got a couple of new Cross pens. We don't carry a lot of Cross, but these are actually pretty nice, and I think you like this one. This is the Beverly, and a distinctly slender shape to it.
It's very different. We've got it in the deep purple lacquer, and then the pearlescent white, which is really, really pretty. Exactly like it sounds. It's definitely white, not cream. And it's got a bit of a shimmer or a sheen. It's pearlescent. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nice,
and then the
solid click to it.
The purple is mine.
Yeah.
It posts nicely, which again is really important to me.
Just a unique finish, or unique taper to the cap and the barrel.
But it's got definitely a very different profile than most of the other
kind of a knurled cap band, top of the cap.
Really, really pretty, really different. I hope they continue to do things like this.
So rollerballs and ballpoints in these.
Yes.
So.
And then the Baily, we have this one here. They call this red, but it's actually a really deep burgundy, like a wine color.
Yeah. Pulls off, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a solid, really, it reminds me of Faber-Castell. I mean, you think that it's so hard to get off, but it's very secure.
It's really a good size. Not too fat for my hand, but I wouldn't consider it to be thin. Really
posts a good usable length.
Yes,
on that
really interesting trim band on the cap. Just a good looking pen.
Yep.
And then there will be blue lacquer as well.
Yep.
So that's nice.
That's all new Cross and Shaeffer, and we saw this a couple weeks ago when our Cross rep stopped by and said hi and
decided we needed some.
Decided we needed some. So.
And will these be in Chicago as well?
Yes, they'll be in Chicago.
Excellent.
So.
Cool.
If not already. So, and also next up, the long-awaited Twisbi Eco Tee in clear.
Yes.
I don't actually have one here, but you can imagine it looks just like the other Eco Tees. It's got that triangulated section, slightly triangulated section. It's not quite as extreme as a Lamy Safari or an All-Star, but just a little bit of a rounding in clear.
Correct. Not sure, actually, I didn't check. I should have, how many we have left from our first order, but this will not be limited. I believe this will be part of the permanent lineup.
So, good.
Which is awesome.
So you want inexpensive piston filler, Eco Tee, that's the way to go.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Bob's your stepdad.
Yeah.
So, and last but certainly not least, just a reminder.
Hobonichi.
Hobonichi just came in.
I love these. I will never use one. These are too small for me.
This cactus is cute.
What's this? This is Piglet?
Piglet,
Boar Piglet. How's yours?
You know, I actually got the Teco. I actually did find mine. I have my 2018. Found it.
And so let me see that.
Let me see that. Here you go.
All right, here I go.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to see how much you've actually used it.
Look at that. I wrote in it today.
Well, that's cheating.
That's not cheating.
What did you do in the beginning?
I wrote in it for 2 months.
Okay.
Was very busy in February.
All right. And then what?
Well,
Chicago move cases, meet electrician.
Then we opened the Chicago store and I had no time.
All right. So are you going to use this year's?
Well, I took it out so I can use it the rest of the year.
Oh, Friday.
Don't read
What?
that.
I'm not. What Friday was that?
It was whatever that day is there. March 3rd, the last day I used it, apparently.
All right.
So.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Really.
Well, you're not a big planner person, so it'll be interesting to see how much you use this year's.
Well, I have to use this and get in the habit of using this.
Yes.
And so then I can use my Teco this year.
And so you got this size.
I got the Teco size.
Okay.
With the blue, I got the blue binder.
You did, the blue cover.
The blue cover on it. So, but they're nice. I think this size for me, and it's got the whiter paper, not the cream. So it's going to be a little brighter.
They come in several adorable patterns and colors. The strawberry latte was shockingly popular.
Yeah, very popular. It's a nice color.
It is, but I didn't think that it would be quite as popular as it was. The boar piglet is adorable.
Yep.
The
cactus is cute too.
It's cute. I wish, like my planner, which is
and it has one in here that has a
size.
flower. There's only one on the whole thing that has a flower.
Oh, that's cool.
You see that?
Look at that.
That's cute.
It's a Christmas cactus.
So anyway, 2019 Hobonichi's in stock, and this will be our last shipment. So if you don't have one,
grab it now.
Grab it now. Back to basics this week.
All right. Question is, how can you tell if a nib is flexible?
Press really, really, really hard.
Don't say that.
And if it goes back, it's flexible. No? That's not the right answer?
No.
No?
Generally, wherever you buy it, if it's on eBay or online, if it doesn't say that it's flexible, it's not. Assume that it's not. Don't be a dumbass. And flex it. Well, too many people think that you should just be able to flex it, and then you spring a nib or you've damaged a store tester or at a show. You need to always ask, because most modern nibs are not designed to be flexible.
Well, then there's also a range too, so you have to be careful. And there are some people on eBay who are selling pens as flexible, and they're doing writing samples. And in my opinion, I think they're pushing way too hard on the nib, harder than the nib really should take. And that could damage the nib. So they're trying to do it as a sales tactic and saying it's flexible, when in reality the nib probably is semi-flex at best. But the best test, if a nib is flexible, number one, ask. If it's a modern pen, chances are it's not. There's only a few that really have some kind of softness or semi-flex to them.
And those will be like the OmniFlex.
That list is very short.
Yes.
OmniFlex nibs by Conklin or Monteverdi.
And they will be advertised as such.
The Pilot Falcon, Metal Falcon, soft, not flexible. There's a difference. The Pilot Custom 912 with the FA, probably the best flexible nib in its price range on the market today is at 912.
But even those are not vintage dip pen nib flexible.
They're not. Yeah,
they're not wet noodle.
You want extra fine to triple broad, you're going to have to really go to a dip pen. But the best test is to put it on your fingernail and just lightly press. And if you see any spread at all, that's what you're looking for. But not, and that's a safe test, because what a lot of people do is they'll see if they can flex it on the page. Well, this is just a very little short. Right. If it moves, you've got an idea. If it doesn't, you know it doesn't. And most nibs are hard for a very good reason, and manufacturers don't want to fix. Number one, they don't know how to make flexible nibs anymore. Number two, they don't want to fix flexible nibs that get sprung.
Right.
It's a huge warranty concern.
Too many customers are inexperienced in the use of flex nibs, and they'll flex too far, too soon, or too much.
The feed and the nib separate.
Right.
And it's not gonna take any ink. So
there you go.
Try it on your fingernail, and you'll see me do that at shows too. When I'm showing off how much softness the 912 is versus the Falcon, I do it on my fingernail, and it's just safer that way.
And just because you can flex it really far doesn't mean you should, or that it will bounce back.
Yeah, you'll see some every once in a while. You'll find for example, Sailor. All Sailor nibs except for Music and Zoom are marked H-F. Hard, fine. Every once in a while, you'll find one that has got a little more spring to it, but they're not designed that way.
Yeah.
So you just have to be very careful. Anyway, off my soapbox. Other news. This week, Ohio Pen Show.
We leave today.
I am so excited.
I know, this is your favorite. Well, you say that every time. Oh, it's one of my
favorite. This is my favorite.
Absolutely all-time #1 favorite show.
#1 favorite show of the year.
More than Chicago?
Yes.
We got married in Chicago.
Well, I know, but that year was my all-time #1 favorite. This is my
just in general.
In general.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with Chicago. Of course, I love Chicago, but this show is just 4 days of vintage pen goodness.
Except you're not going to be able to get out from behind the table.
Yes, I know, but there are 2 auctions, and I've looked at the auction stuff already.
Well, if I don't have to work, I'm not going, so you're going to be unsupervised.
That's
so
fine.
I'm looking for a volunteer.
Remember what happened last year?
I'm looking for a volunteer to babysit Brian at the auction, so please.
I bought more pens for you at the auctions last year than I bought for me.
What's your point?
Well, it worked out for both of us.
I know, they were awesome.
November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. General admission is $5 a day.
Which is a terrific
super
price.
Cheap. That's super cheap. Definitely check it out. And
auction Thursday night. Auction Saturday night. Pizza party Friday night. Dessert party Saturday night. There's a theme here.
Everything. Now, if you can only make 1 day or you can only make 2 days, my recommendation is definitely hit Saturday. And then Friday, if you want more time to talk with vendors. Sunday is also, a little less busy, but it can be busy right after, early morning, late morning, early afternoon.
Lunch-ish.
Lunch-ish, yeah, like right after church gets out, it'll pick up. But definitely Saturday if you can only make 1 day, because everybody will be there. If you get there Thursday,
people are still setting up.
People are setting up. There's not a whole lot going on. Most people only have, if they have multiple tables, they only get 1 table, or they only have, we have the small ballroom on Thursday.
Right.
And if you can only go to 1 auction, go to the one on Saturday night. The one on Thursday night is typically, we call it the discovery auction. I don't know if they still call it that.
I don't know.
I used to call it the parts auction because it was a lot of parts. I think this year there's lots that have, 5/6 dual folds in orange, and 5/6 dual folds in jade, and 5/6 vacuumatics, and so for restorers, it's a really, really killer deal.
Yes, it often is. If you're looking for something that's already restored or doesn't need any work, Saturday. And that's when the prices are often a little higher, but the quality of the pen in the auction is better. Saturday is when you'll find the really interesting pieces. So.
Yep. And they're
babysit Brian.
They're starting to get a few more modern pens in there, which I think is very interesting. And that there's, I think there was an interesting Omas in there, and some Japanese stuff. But so pen auctions, that's one of the reasons I like it. There's just fun stuff to do, and especially considering.
You like it because there are 2 auctions, not just 1.
Well,
2.
Your point is correct. We're behind the table all the time at most shows, and it's very hard to go around. And we do shop and we do find pens, but at the auction, it's just. Like, you have a chance to get those, and you have a better chance to get those because there's fewer people going.
True. All right.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Mark your calendars. We're getting into event season. I'm totally excited. Tuesday, December 11th, John Lane, Pilot USA, here in Appleton.
Yep. He's going to bring some cool, holy cow stuff. I can't wait.
So 100th anniversary stuff should be coming soon, but we'll have it. Hopefully, we'll still have it by the 11th.
Christmas shop.
If you want. Didn't you get your Christmas present already? Didn't I buy that for you? You don't know. Anyway, December 11th, Tuesday, John Lane here in Appleton. And then we move to events in Chicago. November 30th and Friday, November 30th and Saturday,
So
December 1st.
actually, you did this out of order.
Why did it in an order that's on the sheet?
Well, they did it wrong. Well, so November 30th and December 1st. We got to go chronologically.
Okay, well, I was doing Appleton and then Chicago.
I know, but November 30th and December 1st, Kenro, so Aurora, Montegrappa, Estherbrook. Yep. Carrie from Kenro will be in Chicago with Brian. I will be home.
That's going to be dangerous. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. We haven't had Kenro at the Chicago store
not yet
this year, so this will be fun. Then the following weekend, the 7th and 8th of December, Friday and Saturday, Brian will be down in Chicago with Jaffa, with Ken Jones of Jaffa. And so that's Monteverdi, Conklin, Diplomat, Stipula, all sorts of great stuff. Kenny's a trip.
And we will have the Red Arrow that's coming soon. Awesome. We should have it within a week. It's coming.
Awesome. Then December 11th, Tuesday, John Lane will be here in Appleton. And then Brian and John drive to Chicago. And they'll be there Wednesday and Thursday, December 12th and 13th. And so we'll do a Pilot Namiki event in Chicago as well. Yep. So we're going to have a whole lot of Pilot going on. It's
that week is going to be busy, very busy week.
John's a trip. We love John. Good friend. And then, so that's Wednesday and Thursday, the 12th and 13th of December. And then immediately following that, the very next day, Friday and Saturday, Michael from Visconti will be there. Yep. And he's awesome. So he's going to bring all the cool new Visconti.
Yeah, he always brings a lot of really interesting, super limited editions, really cool stuff.
I need to email Michael and tell him not to bring watches. Not to bring the watches? Because he's going to torment
me. He might have something cool. No. He can bring one or two. He can fit them into vest pocket or something.
Slot it in somewhere. So that's what we've got for Chicago events. So if you are in Chicago or will be in Chicago for whatever, definitely stop by, because some of these pens that the vendors bring are things that we don't always carry, or they're brand new.
Yep. So a bunch of new stuff from Visconti that's coming in too, so that'll be fun. I will say, for the Pilot Namiki event, the 100th anniversary pens are supposed to come mid-November. So we are going to get we'll have the Emperor, the 100th anniversary Emperor. No, I don't want one. 100th anniversary Emperor. I have it on video. Well, we're getting one of those.
Don't cut that out.
And we are getting some of the Meiji Maru. If that pen is of any interest, I recommend that you contact us and let us know, because
it will.
I would like to say we're going to have them for the December event, but there are only so many of them. Don't wait until the event. But if you're interested, just let me know.
Stephen Sherry, that's for you.
Anyway, anything else you got this week?
No, we need to go pack the car, and we're going to stop in Chicago.
Stop in Chicago,
drop some stuff off, pick some stuff up. Go to the Ohio Pen Show. It's really, auction aside, it's really a good time.
Good show.
Well organized, lots of different vendors. It's really a fun way to end the show season for us.
Vintage and modern. I talk about vintage a lot, and that's why I like the show, but there's a lot of modern at the show too.
Yes.
So.
Yes, so. A lot of fun people.
And come and see us. We're in the small room right by registration.
Yep. So Anderson Avenue.
So I think that's it for this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Tune in next week for more talk about pens, ink, paper, and see what I managed to acquire at the auction.
What?
And follow our blog for news, ink reviews, and all sorts of other stuff. And check out us on social media as Anderson Pens.
That was really good. Don't forget, we have a store in Chicago. We are on the first floor of the Palmer House Hilton, so stop on by. We're open 7 days a week. And the Chicago website is chicago.andersonpens.com.
And our 300th podcast is coming up, so please do us a favor, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be forever grateful. See you next time.
Bye.